mRNA vaccine has never been used on humans before. Let me repeat that. Please understand, this has never, ever been used on humans before.
Hi there. This video is called Making a Difference. And as you could see and hear, you know, that woman that was on the start of this video is a doctor saying that the vaccines are meant to take 10 to 15 years to develop. But I'm not going to talk about vaccines. I'm wanting to talk about making a difference and how you make a difference. I was talking to my dad, and my dad says the other day we need violence. And that's what Black Lives Matter have been doing. I said that to him. I also said, and I'll say now, I said to my dad the other day, that everything is energy. Right? Everything, as science has proven, everything's energy. Nothing is physical. We just live in it. We have an illusion that it's physical, but it's not physical. It's energy, as science has proven. Everything came from energy, and everything is energy. So how you make it, so the planet, or any planet, is just an energy field. So how we change the planet is we have to change the energy field. Right? I had, just under 10 years ago, an unexpected spiritual awakening. For those that might be new to this video, you might be the first time watching it. I had an unexpected spiritual awakening, but when you have that awakening, you're sent. You now interact with the fifth dimension, and I call it the heaven self. That's the you that lives in heaven, but it's just a state of awareness. And once you're in that awareness, you can interact with that heaven self. People that have had near-death experiences have said that there's a place called heaven, and but I'm not going to talk about that today. But your energy's changing. That's my point, and you're interacting, and you're ascending towards the fifth dimension. But that's what's going on just now in the planet, and many people are going through shifting and awakening. And even if you think you are in your own way. There's different types of ways to wake up, but that's what's happening. And when you wake up spiritually, you ascend towards the fifth dimension, and you change your space, your energy, and that energy field, everything's connected, and everything interacts with each other as one collective, as a whole. So if you're thinking you're making a difference and you're getting banners made up and you've got the same energy field about you, you've got the same awareness, consciousness, then you just manifest the same situations. You just create more havoc because the energy manifests the physical reality. So to make a real difference, it starts with you. It starts with making a difference to yourself. It starts by changing your energy, and then that energy is an example to other energy fields that are connected to you, because, like I say, everything's oneness. Everything's connected. And because once you're in the fifth dimension, that fifth dimension is interacting with the third dimension, and it's influencing it, and it raises that way. That's how you raise it, the consciousness as a whole. But like I say, my dad the other day saying we need violence, and he's not alone. People but the sheeple never actually look. There's a big lack of awareness of the fact that we've tried that, and violence is a hateful energy field, and because it's a hateful energy field, it will just manifest the same kind of energy, because energy is magnetic. Wherever you are, you attract that. So you're just going to create havoc on a planet. What we need is what has never been done before, and that's non-compliance with the system. So we need people to spiritually awaken. We need people to change their energy fields and spread truths. And just be an example with your energy. Because, like I say, energy manifests the physical. And that is how you make a real difference. I make a difference by going. I'm always in meditation, always going through this. I had an unexpected spiritual awakening 10 years ago, and so ever since then I'm on this process, and I'm always channeling new information. from what I call the heaven self. That's, like I said earlier, that's the you that lives in heaven. And that's what you're interacting with when you spiritually awaken. Heaven is actually a place. And, you know, and that's how I'm getting all this information. And how do you spiritually awaken? You spiritually awaken when you decide to spiritually awaken. For me, I just decided, I went within my heart area, which is in science also, and you become this transcendental meditation state naturally through the spiritual awakening, and then your energy is changing to the fifth dimension and infinite love. That's what everything is. And that your energy now is changed. And then you don't even have to say much to people. You just have to be your energy. Just be your energy. And that influences other energy fields. By telling people, that doesn't really change anything. If they're in the same energy and you are, you have to change the energy, and that starts by changing your energy. It's that thing about going within. In the heart area, the HeartMath Institute talks about the heart space, and it's in science that you go through there, and what you're connecting with, like I say, you're connecting with, I call it the heaven self, which is this divinity of you. You know, you're connecting with source through the heart area, and that is how you ascend yourself, and connect with your divine self, and then you've changed that energy in that space. And then that space interacts with the next space, and the next space interacts with the next space, and so on, because everything's energy. If you're not changing the energy, then you're not really changing anything. Because if you look at it, look at all the protests we've had, and we've still got the same thing going on. We've still got divide and rule. Divide and rule is always going on, and the only way to change divide and rule is for us all to change the energy of divide and rule to unity and oneness. What people like Martin Luther King spoke about, right? But the energy is divide and rule, because we're creating that energy by, not by protesting, but the awareness and the consciousness that we're at. So that's how you truly make a difference. It starts by you, and that's the hardest thing to do. This is why most people don't want to do that. They want to look externally. And so I'll say to my dad, I'll say to you, it's not violence that we need, because violence just begets violence. What we need is a revolution that's never happened before, and I even wrote a song called "The Revolution of Love." And it starts with you, and then when you do that, you're forgiving yourself and you're loving yourself unconditionally, and that is how you forgive others, and then you get to this state of oneness in your energy field, in the space you're occupying. And like I say, energy influences other energies, and that's how you truly make a difference. You know, in Buddhist circles, you know, they say be quiet, because when you're quiet, that's when you can hear things. That's when you can develop. There's too many people making a noise, and people aren't ascending by making a noise. You're not healing when you're making a noise, and if you're not healing, then you're not changing your energy. This is the problem. So people need to wake up, stop being sheeple. Stop hiding behind your government and repeating what they say, because it's only them telling you to wear the face masks. You're not making a difference, and it's all leading to the vaccine, as they're saying now. And people like David Icke said this 30 years ago, and now it's all come true. But the way to change it, like I say, non-compliance. I even saw some American leaders of different states and that say that if the people don't comply, then we can't do anything about it. So that's what we've got to realise, that these people have led us into wars, have give us 5G, they don't care about you. That noise, it was just my brother going out, so just in case you wonder what that noise was. But this is how we truly make a difference. It starts with you. It starts by doing what no one wants to do, and that's go within yourself. When I had this unexpected spiritual awakening, it was just when I had this spiritual awakening, I was so low at the time, and I just decided. And then I changed, and that's when you have the awakening. Then I started to go. I didn't know it was called the spiritual awakening at the time. And I chose then at that moment to make a difference in the space that I occupy. And this is what most people don't want to do. They don't want to go within themselves. They don't want to do that. Most people subconsciously want to look externally because that's the ego trying to get them away from what's within. Because they're scared of it, subconsciously. And I think for me, I was so low that I had no choice, I felt. But there's many people out there that would still not choose that. But I chose to make a difference to myself. I chose to heal myself. I chose to forgive myself. And that's why now all I see around me is the reflection of how I feel within me. We're all one. And this revolution of love, imagine if everybody was like this. What could the system do? You couldn't control people like that, and they're not even being aggressive. You couldn't control them because they're just not complying with you. Non-compliance is how we defeat the system. Remember, they're a tiny few, we are the many. You don't even have to comply with them. When you take away the army and the police, not that I'd want to do that, but when you take away the government powers, they have nothing. And I'm not in favour of defunding the police. I think that we need police. But we need to. But as the energy changes, the system changes as well, because everything manifests from energy. So that's what people need to understand. And the only way I realised this, I'm not a scientist. Like I say, it was my awakening that let me see that. That I am just an energy field, as you are. We're just energy. And that's how you make a difference. You make a difference by changing your energy. That's what I did. And then that energy interacts with it, because it's all one. You see, we're not even people. We're just a state of consciousness, an energy field, a state of consciousness that is having an experience. And it's the same oneness. It's all connected. Because everything comes from nothing, and you can only have one nothingness. Infinity, all of infinity. So we're all one. You see? And this right now is how you make a difference, by doing these talks. You know, start doing what I'm doing. Not violence, as my dad says. You know, that is not the way. The way is to, because violence is a hateful energy, and then you just manifest more hate and more craziness and more psychopathic behaviour from the system at the top. Because they manifest there because of the energy, like I say. So that's how you make a difference. It starts with yourself. You have to change yourself, which is the hardest thing to do. And then you become an example of what to be. And if you want, you can do videos like me and spread truths. That's how you make a difference. But I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates and videos and etc. news, please do visit my website, which has got so much stuff there on so many different subjects, at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.